We are back again here at Gauley River Pottery, and today we will be making one of these. It is a garlic holder, so it has holes, it's a canister, it's got a little fitting lid, so I'm going to get to work here and make one of those. Alright, so we got our balls already prepared. Give them a little smack, and ready to roll. So it takes a good bit of water. We're going to push forward and down and get the center. This is one of the most important steps in throwing on the wheel is the centering. I do use a centering tool at times. We can see that in my other videos. But this is just back to the basics. So you just got to work it until the clay is not moving in your hands anymore. So that's what I've done there, and that piece is pretty good and centered up. And the next step will be opening. So once that's nice and centered, we'll get a good bit of water and then just send my fist pulling with the gravity straight down through the center. And it's a nice heavy mass, makes a good light work of it. I do almost every piece with my fist. Just mash. Now I get a good compression there in the bottom. Also very important. And I'm going to claw in and pull the sides up. I typically like to do 3 pulls. So that's kind of a claw in and pull. And pull number 2. Good grip, get a lot of clay there, and pull it up to the rim. And get control over the rim again. And giving my hands just the right amount of water. Don't really want any drips anymore. We're trying to keep the piece relatively dry. Just enough water to let the clay slide. Alright, so here goes with pull number 3. And dig in, and I can start shaping in this pull. If I've done really nice even pulls for the first 2, then shape on the 3rd. Just giving a little outward pressure with my inside hand and compressing with the outside hand. Now it's time to one more mop out in the bottom, and we'll get that rim. So I'll make 4 of these probably, so they'll all have the same size rim in the end, so I can make an extra one. So I'm just building my gallery there. I've left enough clay at the top so that I can kind of split the rim and give a gallery. And then once I get that nice and pinched and right where I like it, I'm going to add take a measurement with my lid tool, and it'll give me, I'll measure the inside rim of the lid gallery, and then the other side of that tool will show me the outside diameter of the lid that will sit down inside of that gallery. It's a really nice tool. It's very handy. Here's my plastic trick. Swipe that around the rim, and it gives a perfect round rim and smooths out all of the clay slip and makes an awesome, very smooth, nice rim. And do my undercut. Right there, that's the first step in trimming, so I'll peel that off later. Here's that nice lid tool I was telling you about. So I'll squeeze it in and get my measurement and set that aside gently, because I'll need that there in a minute, and cut off my little pot, and I'm going to set it back here in my damp box that is just plastic. I use magnets to hold the plastic down at night, and it works really well as a damp box, and every few years I'll replace the plastic. So getting a fresh bat, and my bats are a little hammered. Been using the same ones for a long time, so I like to use water to get that clay off of there. So I'm going to scrape that off and check, make sure it's balanced. I've already got my lid ball ready. So a couple of smacks, make sure it's even, right in the center. And just to keep it from sliding away, I like to smack it, So forward and down with the pressure, again, and we'll be measuring for the right width. So, get a good compression on it. And I'm going to check, make sure I have enough clay to work with. And since there's enough there, I'm going to go ahead and work that knob. So I'm pushing down and holding compression in the center, and that helps that inside portion of the lid squeeze out of the center as opposed to burrowing down in the center. If you've made any lids or are thinking about making any lids with knobs, that's an issue, and that's the trick, is like a little pressure on the outside of the knob while you're pinching in below it, and as it comes up, it'll just force that clay to tunnel right back out in the center. And you'll just have to experiment with it. All right, another check here on the diameter, and it's looking good. And flatten the rim out, or the knob, get the shape that I'm going for. It kind of depends on how much clay is left there as to what kind of knob I can actually put there. So that's looking pretty good, and I'm going to smooth out that rim again with the plastic. Clay gets stuck on there, so I gotta get it good and clean. Wrap that around there, gives me a nice rim. And measure one more time just in case I moved it. And I'm even marking it a little bit there. And I'll take my needle tool and go ahead and cut off just like I would for anything else. And this lid will get trimmed. If it's too big, I'll trim it down. But hopefully they all fit. That's the idea. So that is it. I'm going to cut this lid off and put it back here with my other piece. Set that aside for the next pieces. So like I said, I'll try to get the same lid size for each one. All right, well, thank you for watching here at Gauley River Pottery.